Yes.
Yeah, it's like,
Actually, I had to work on my project. That's why it got late. My
Mhm.
guide was not available.
acha. Yeah, whole of the day when I was occupied, I mean, whole of the day I was talking too much. Like I have a lot of discussions, and I had a very bad throat. I'm sorry for that, and it's very low. Uh, but still, first thing is I have shared an meeting link, Zoom meeting on cloud. I mean, that's a recurring meeting. At any time, we can have meeting on the same link.
Okay, sir.
Okay, there is no need of again posting the links, all this stuff. Okay, anytime you can use it, any day, anytime. And secondly, I mean, we will have all that AI summary recording notes. Okay, and also like what are the action points? It will, uh, the AI cloud only will provide all that, which I'll be sharing. Like what are the action points, timelines which we fix. Okay, all that it will only segregate and give us the summary. Okay,
Okay. Yes, sir.
and
Oh,
and Darshana, I have a bit confusion of what work. I mean, like I do understand that you are working in. I mean, you have admission in IIT Madras,
yes, sir.
but your project is in CMC.
Uh, no, actually, sir, the course that I am in right now. So we are admitted in IIT Madras, but we have 2 semesters in IIT Madras, one semester in CMC Vellore, and one semester in Sri Chitra College in Trivandrum. Yeah, so the first semester I was at IIT Madras. So this semester I am at Vellore, and the next coming semester I will be shifting to Kerala. So that's Trivandrum, and then
Oh,
back
God.
to IIT Madras.
And like, why is that? You, I mean, is it mandatory? Like, you don't have any hospitals in Madras or Chennai? Why you need to travel to Vellore? And why you need to travel to Trivandrum?
Actually, sir, it's a Tri Institute program. So in IIT we have many courses for MTech, right? So this
I
one
think
is
maybe
kind of trying.
IIT has collaboration with CMC and Sri Chitra.
Yeah, yes. IIT has a collaboration, and they jointly,
Yeah,
provide
yeah.
this degree basically.
Yeah, I know
So I,
both. Uh, I worked in CMC Vellore, like I was doing some clinical trials on coronary stents in CMC Vellore. That was the core lab that time. And also
uh,
Sri Chitra, we used to get some, I mean, that's the first lab affiliated to government.
okay,
Uh, that has, I mean, the first lab in India, Sri Chitra, where they used to do animal studies for medical devices. Okay. Animal studies in the sense biocompatibility studies and other studies. I know that it's a very good institute, but there will be some, I mean, but after that, there were a lot of institutes which came up with advanced facilities.
okay.
Okay, now I got a clear picture on what you are doing, why you are traveling so much. Because I thought
Yeah.
I'm only the guy traveling pan India, but you are also traveling like from Mumbai to Chennai to Trivandrum to Vellore. Vellore has a very bad road from Chennai to, though it is some 150 kilometers. It takes 2.5 hours, 2 hours by train, by four-wheeler it takes. Yeah, it's like a very bad road.
Yeah, I usually travel via trains only. Trains are cheaper as well and faster also compared to road travel. So then we
Yeah,
usually commute by trains only.
yeah, that's right. But that's
And
not such a, I mean, not even a two-tier city like Vellore. I hope you have accommodation there.
Um, yeah, I mean it's survivable, can say, but
Yeah, if you need
yeah, I
any
mean
help
it's a,
there in CMC, well, let me know. I said no, one of my cousin doing
yeah,
is
yes, yes.
there, and I
Sir,
know few.
actually, MBBS. Yeah, MBBS people have good accommodations, like they have proper hostels and stuff. But for us, it's a bit difficult. It's different.
Yeah,
Like we
I
don't
know.
stay
If
with
you
the.
want to get any snacks or some food from outside, you need to travel a lot. That too in autos and all that.
Yeah, it's very far. Even for tea, we have to travel for 2 kilometers. So
Yeah, I was there last year. I was there to. I mean, when I went to Chennai for a client meeting, so I went to Vellore CMC to meet my cousin. Then I understood. Like, I mean, but the point is like you have a very good patient flow. I mean, you'll see the real world patients, like wide variety of patients, risk factors. Uh, it's like you'll see a rich patient population, lot of diversity in patients, and you when you have a lot of diversity in patients, no, you understand a lot. Okay, that's the reason why that hospital is famous, and they have very high-end equipment, whether it's diagnosis or surgical equipment, and they do it at very concessional, sometimes free cost. And the professors or the doctors there are really great. I mean, I appreciate some of them. They participate in most of the academic studies. Generally, doctors hesitate to work on research or on academics. They are, I mean, of late, the doctors are very commercial in just working in corporate hospitals and doing the work. But there will be some doctors, specialists, okay, who show a lot of interest in innovation, in clinical trials, okay, and also working with the academic institutes. I mean, that's really good with couple of, I mean, some section of doctors. I mean, I have worked very closely with doctors uh, because all of my directors earlier are all cardiologists and some neurologists. Okay, anyway, let's come to the point. Sonali, you're fine?
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah, you you work with, I mean, you both work together, Darshana and yourself, or you are in a different place?
No, I'm in Mumbai and I'm working differently. Like she's doing her master's right now, but I'm currently working.
I know other is doing masters in bioinformatics, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great subject. Uh, I mean, when I am studying, but I don't know what's happening with bioinformatics now.
Sir,
I mean, that time
even I
people are
don't
very
know.
crazy about bioinformatics. Mainly, I mean, I got few friends in bioinformatics. Maybe they are working in TCS now.
Okay. So here in Europe, it's pretty good for bioinformatics, but I don't know
Yeah,
how's it in
I
India.
did my PDF in Germany in University of Bonn. Of course,
Okay.
part of my PhD was there, where I worked on anti-cancer drugs for mainly for stage 4 malignant cancers. We worked on a couple of things. Then, yeah, that's my PDF, like postdoctorate fellowship for an year. My PhD was on drug-eluting stents,
Okay.
and that too linked to anti-cancer drugs only.
So was
But
it
it was
core
nice.
biotechnology or it was more about
Yeah, it's
uh
more on pharmacology,
okay.
and both on in vitro pharmacology and on animal models. Of course, we'll work a lot on cell lines,
Okay.
cancer cell lines. I worked on cancer models also, animal models in cancer. I mean, it's also linked to anti-aging. Like telomerase inhibitors. When you inhibit telomerase, I mean, that time the concept was we can inhibit cancer in malignant stages.
Okay.
I mean, it inhibits invasion and metastasis. It won't spread to other organs. And there are also inhibition of angiogenesis. And that telomerase is also responsible for aging. I mean, that time it was so fashionable research like how to stop aging. I mean, aging in humans, like you inhibit telomerase, then you won't get age. Like a lot of them are flavonoids which are found in citrus fruits, and we extracted them and we are done. Okay, forget about all that. So, what's the agenda today?
Sir, so after the this training of CDSCO, we all sat down and we did a bit of research and we figured that we will need some sort of projects to work with before we start a company itself. So we were wondering if you could give us some sort of an internship or something like that, so that we could get our hands-on experience before we proceed with this thing, like the real world projects.
Yeah, 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 surely. I mean, that's very much possible. We have a lot of projects, we have good clients, and we have varied projects. Like it's just not only on Sugam portal and all that stuff. Uh, we have been working with a lot of clients. I mean, the other day Srinivas was talking on Axon Therapeutics. He is a good friend of me, the CEO. I mean, it's on class 3 medical devices, mainly the coronary stents, which are high risk devices. And you also have these heart valves, mainly in pediatrics or children who are mainly for the congenital diseases. By birth, they have this problem with valves not opening or some malfunction with this. They have those devices, and they are also a startup. Earlier, they were working with one of the company which I know where I worked, that is Relisys Medical Devices, is a sister concern of Care Group of hospitals. But now they started their own manufacturing setups from design stage. Okay. Uh, that we can collaborate, and there are a few other clients where we can collaborate. You can do some intern work, but I really want to understand a couple of things from you. Like, of course, internship you can do for 2 months or 3 months, like whatever time schedules you want, you can do it. But what is your proposal on? One is on when you want to start this your startup. I mean, Advionxy. Am I spelling it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And where you want to start it in IIT campus, or you want to start somewhere? Because I mean, you need to be have clarity on the scope what you are doing. Because last meeting also I discussed, you need to know what is the scope of your company, like whether I said like don't use the word consulting. Like you can do some collaborative work with companies. Okay, initially I'll get you some clients. Uh, Maybe after doing some internship or something like that. Uh, yeah, initially you'll have some odd works, like you need to do works in bits and pieces, like doing some getting, I mean, working on Sugam portals or manufacturing license, some clinical documentation, a part of clinical documentation. To some, you need to work on software devices, like working on the cyber security or life cycle of the device. Uh, But on the long term, as I said, no, you should, include in your scope both quality and regulatory. But don't just sit on quality. ISO 13485 or MDs have on that. Okay, it's actually one ISO 13485 is basically, oh, you may not get lot of clients because in India almost all companies, oh, okay, are ISO 13485 certified. Okay, there are few startups who need 13485. Okay, they'll come to the consultants or anybody who can collaborate. That also I know, like recently I have allocated work to Srinivas to help one of the startup to do documentation for them. Okay, 13485 documentation. But later people or many companies, manufacturers are moving to two things on quality. First is for startups 13485, most of them have, because all of them shifted from ISO 9001 to 13485. Because 13485 is now mandatory for medical devices. Okay, not only for medical, even for the contract research manufacturing, or even for the testing laboratories, or even for distribution, or even for something like those who are doing OBL, own brand licensing. Earlier they used to have 9001. Okay, 9001, ISO 9001 is more generic. Okay, many people, many companies, it's generic, like any company, any manufacturing company can have 9001. Automotive company or some cement manufacturing company, even hotels have all this 9001. But 13485 is very specific, and many companies have moved to 13485. So you'll find less clients, less clientele in this 13485, but you can work on EN 13485. That's a good opportunity. EN 13485 is specifically catering to Europe. Okay. Many companies don't know how to do documentation. It will be 13485. The foundation will be 13485, but still you need to build uh, much what you call documentation, some regulations, okay, linked to Europe over 13485. So it will become ENISO.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And the other is like, I think I told to you or somebody, because I speak to a lot of guys, I forget. US has also merged with the 21 CFR 820, the quality management system we call quality system regulations. That's the US regulations. They have merged. Okay, it happened very recently on in February. Okay, February first week it happened. Their QMS, they call it as QSR. Okay, quality system
Yes, you
regulation.
mentioned it. Yeah,
Yeah,
last
they have.
meeting.
Yeah, they have now integrated with ISO 13485. Okay, so once they get integrated, now the companies who have the documentation of 13485, okay, by the addition of the QSR of that's called 21 CFR 820, Code of Federal Regulations. Once you do a common documentation, so their manufacturing facility will have ISO 13485 certification and also can cater to US FDA. Okay, in one inspection or in one audit, their facility will be registered, or their facility as such, whatever they manufacture, with proper regulatory approvals, they can cater to the US markets. Okay, that is the one where you'll find, okay, I mean, I know like a lot of manufacturing companies are moving towards that. Okay, one is ENISO for Europe. The second is, we call them as QMS, Quality Management System Regulations. When 13485 merged with QSR, okay, Quality System Regulations of US, now it combinedly it is called as QMSR, okay, Quality Management System Regulations. So once if you can do documentation for that, of course in the internship I'll tell you how you can do, and that same like ENISO, the foundation will be 13485, over that you need to build. Okay, could be if you do the gap analysis, it could be some 20% difference will be there where you need to further build on that. Even ENISO also, there will, if you do the gap analysis, I know like what are the documents that are required, you can start building on that. Okay, and the other important one in quality systems, quality management system is MDSAP. Okay, I'll explain you or I'll give a project to you, to someone, or to both three of you, because this is going to be the future. A lot of companies in West, okay, in North America, like in US or Europe, have this MDSAP. MDSAP is Medical Device Single Audit Program. Okay, it was introduced 3-4 years back. Why it is called MDSAP, Medical Device Single Audit Program, is there are almost like 7 countries who are participating in this MDSAP. Okay, like US is there, Canada, Health Canada is there. I mean, US means the 21C of our 820, their quality management, Health Canada, they have their own QMS. Then Japan is there, Australia is there, Brazil is there, uh, Singapore is there, South Korea is there. And in future, I know like this year, there will be a lot of other countries who will be joining that. Okay, like you have South Africa, and I don't know when India will join. Uh, but most of the, I know Europe won't join it. Uh, I know the reasons. I know what's happening behind the scene for Europe. But there are a lot of South Asian countries which will be joining. Okay, Eurasian countries, Middle East countries that are ready to join. Uh, so as of now, we have 7 countries. Here the point is, in the MDSAP, we need to document the QMS, okay, for one QMS for all 7 countries. Okay, I know I don't say very difficult. It's possible, but you need to do a lot of groundwork on that, a lot of spade work, which I have already done. Like I have done it in 2021, 22 only, when MDSAP just started. I know how to do that, the gap analysis with 13485. Even MDSAP has the foundation of 13485. Okay. So all the 7 countries QMS system, we need to build over 13485. Okay. And US, if you do the gap analysis of all the 7 countries, okay, the difference, more difference which you find is the US QSR is the one where you'll find 30% or 40% gap with 13485. And the second one is TGA Australia. And the closest one is Health Canada. Health Canada QMS is very close to 13485. I think it's almost similar. I don't say same, it is similar. And PMDA Japan is also almost near to that of 13485. So in Anvisa in Brazil, you'll find bit different. Few countries emphasize on a couple of things more as again, I don't know whether I discussed this with you. Like FDA emphasizes more on design and development, risk management in design and development. Envisa Brazil, it emphasizes more on risk management throughout the life cycle of the device. Australia, they emphasize more on the GMP, good manufacturing practices. Okay, mainly on the microbiological controls. Okay, the bioburden, sterility, all that they emphasize more. Okay, however, I will let you know what this gap analysis are, how you need to fulfill. If you are already aware of 13485, it really helps you to learn much quicker and faster. So to summarize this, one is 13485 ISO, which is basically a global quality regulatory system, but a lot of countries have incorporated their own standards, our own clause into 13485 based on the country regulations. Like US FDA has incorporated their own, okay, uh, Brazil had their own, like all the 7 countries which I have mentioned, they have their own QMS, but the basic foundation was built on 13485. Okay, so one is trying to understand 13485. Okay, it's basic thing. Like I said, 13485 2016, and I'm just saying based on my intelligence reports or my discussions with a lot of other people, they could be in 2026 or 27. Okay, the new edition of ISO 13485 may come. Okay, uh, because if you look at the history of 13485, generally after every 10 years or after a decade, the new editions will come. Because in the 10 years, there will be a lot of change in the quality management system. Okay, I know what are the changes that happened in last 10 years in QMS. Okay, you have like some of them which I can straight away say is like uh, earlier we used to do all these complaint handling or customer feedback, mainly the clause 8 that is there in 13485. It was more a reactive approach, okay, to the devices or the complaints. If there is some problem, we need to react. But now it is, earlier, as I know, it is also a proactive approach. Proactive means you need to understand based on the trend analysis what's happening with your device. You should be able to know what complaints you are uh, able to, predict. What are the complaints that your devices could have? But now it has shifted more toward what we call predictive analytics. Okay, based on a lot of ML platforms, like preempting the complaint before it happens. Okay, that's a very interesting topic to discuss. How to preempt the complaints based on a lot of sources, lot of data you have. You can preempt the complaint before it harms the patient. Okay, and some of the changes, I can tell you a lot of changes. Some of the changes are lot of software medical devices have come in. Okay, but there are no standards or clause that was there in 13485 to address this software medical devices. We call SOMED. There are three categories of software medical devices. Uh, but the most highest risk one is the SOMED, where the software is a medical device. Okay. And there were you read total 13485, you don't find anything, any clause or subclause or any section that addresses SOMED. In the last 10 years, you find a lot of devices that have come in, first thing. And the second thing is that happened in last 5 years is maybe not be 5 years, much later, in last 2, 3 years. All the software medical devices, the wearables, the monitoring devices, all are linked to the AML. Okay, it could be IoT or IoMT. Okay, Internet of Medical Things or Internet of Things, where the monitoring can be done anywhere around the world. But there are no sections or clause, okay, in 13485. Few of the things I am telling, but if you look at the advances that happened compared to 2016 edition of 13485 and you look at 2026, it's almost 10 years. Okay, I mean, total technology change, total outlook of how you look at the safety of the device, okay, the risk management of the devices, and end of the day, how you address the patient safety, okay, and at the same time, you have to look at the performance of the device. So the total architecture of the quality management system has undergone a lot of reforms, but there were only few amendments that were made in the 2016 edition. So there is a possibility it may be totally renewed, and you may have 2026 or 27 uh, where a new edition of 13485 comes in. So,
So,
like
so
folks, like, yeah,
just had a one question. Like, the companies which are already certified with ISO 13485, after the amendments, will that company require to certified again? Do they
no,
need to be certified?
no, every 3 years, after every 3 years, there should be a recertification program.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like 13485 certification is not lifelong for the company, but you will find, like, as I said, no, when you have 13485, there will be, it's not 13485, some of the clause, it is not static, like, it has to be a dynamic process because there should be a continual improvement in the quality system. Say, like, you may have some clients who say, like, okay, you do my PMS work. I know, like, PMS is going to be a very crucial point. PMS is the part, if you look at clause 8, everything talks about the PMS only. Your customer feedbacks, how you are doing complaints, handling complaints, your CAPA, your
Hmm.
internal audits, okay, non-conformities, trend analysis, uh, of course, it also talks about the statistical analysis. So this clause 8 is going to become very important because as such clause 8 talks a lot about the health of the QMS, how your QMS is functioning, okay, in your organization. Based on the
Okay.
clause 8, you can clearly tell, like, so this will be a very dynamic thing.
Mhm.
Static, we don't have any work there.
Okay.
Okay. And as I said, those who already have 13485, you'll find work moving, companies moving to ENISO, companies moving to integration of USFDA, that is QMSR. Okay. So there will be a lot of integrations that are happening. You'll find a lot of clients because it has recently happened. the integration of this US QMS QSR with 13485. So many companies are very eager to have this documentation done, so that if the facility is registered, okay, both with ISO 13485 and the USFDA regulations or USFDA standards, okay, one is that they will have a lot of credibility that it is USFDA inspected, because USFDA inspected facilities will have a lot of value and credibility. Okay. And the other thing is like it adds some value to their product. Okay. Even ENISO also, it will add value to their product if they say that we have ENISO. Suppose if you have MDSAP, I mean, that's the pinnacle. The highest point we say we are MDSAP certified, which means that your facility is approved, okay, by 7 countries. Your QMS has been approved, your quality management system is approved by 7 countries in a single audit. Okay, and that adds, I mean, a lot of value to the organization. Okay, there are some hurdles in doing that, but I have gone through all this stuff. Okay, I'll help you on this, whether it's on just ISO 13485, mainly looking at clause 8. See, the important clause, if you look at 13485, starts from clause 6.3 or even clause 6, which talks about infrastructure, okay, uh, resources and other things, human resources, infrastructure, work environment. Clause 7 is the basic heart of any ISO 13485, where it talks of design development, okay, manufacturing or the production activities and the purchasing. I said clause 8 is uh, the one which really holds the gravity of the QMS and helps you in monitoring your total health of the organization. So I'll discuss on that, and I'll also discuss in a more advanced way, like what the future will look like in 13 QMS, not in 13485, but in QMS, how things are changing on trend analysis, data integrity, predicative analysis, predicative analytics. Okay, on the SOMED, how the integration is happening with AML. Oh, what is this software life cycle like? There was standards like IEC 62304. If you know that, okay, on software, mainly the IEC standard, that is 62305. I'm pretty sure you can get clients, okay, 2, 3 clients within a month, because many uh, companies who are in this software medical devices, okay, they could be medical equipment or diagnostic devices, any software that is used. Simple softwares, as I said, there are 3 classification. You have high risk, moderate, low risk. Okay, what if you know about the softwares, you can really work on the life cycle from documenting from the design stage, architecture, the configuration of it, risk management of the software, okay, the cyber security of the softwares, okay, and how it is linked to AML, the documentation required. That forms the life cycle of the software that is provided in standard called IEC 62304. Okay, and many people don't know this. Those employees who are working in that company also not aware, because the standard, it is a bit difficult to understand, but if you focus that on more, because we have done it for a company in Hyderabad called Starton Labs. Uh, Still, I mean, we have done that for Saudi, I mean SFDA for Saudi Arabia. for exporting to Saudi Arabia. But SFDA has a similar structure to EU MDR. Okay, and as I said, I'll tell regarding the regulations later. But let's focus on the quality management system. This is how the things are moving. Okay, the past and the current and the future. So integrating one is ISO 13485. Then the second is integrating 13485 with Europe, that is EN. Then integrating that with US 13485, that is QMSR, Quality Management System. The other is MDSAP. Okay, Medical Device Single Audit Program. In this, you will find lot of clients, lot of opportunities wherever you get this opportunities to do documentation. Okay, you should be ready. Maybe I'll help you during this internship or whenever you have time. I know you're occupied with your own academics, but still, whenever you find time, I'll be sharing a lot of information on that. Okay, and the second part, coming to the quality, the regulatory affairs or regulatory requirements. Okay, of course, we need to start with IMDR, Indian Medical Device Regulations. Oh, I think Darshana was there in IMDR. Am I right?
Yes, sir, I was there for the course.
Uh, the IMDR, because I mean, we are in India, we need to know about Indian regulations. But I have done the reverse. I learned IMDR much later after learning about other country regulations. But I mean, anyway, now we have more structured regulations in India on medical devices. Okay, but still, I feel like there are some loopholes, or still it needs to be improved a lot. Okay, MDR still it has to be improved a lot. No, it's not so vigilant, or it's not what I should say, not capable of really making a global impact. Okay, like UMDR. Okay, UMDR is such an extensive, I really love working on UMDR. Okay, so USFDA has a different regulatory pathway. It's not like India or other countries. Okay, so we will also learn on different regulations, different country regulations. Again, I'll come back to that. It's not that the regulations will be entirely different for different countries. There will be a lot of commonalities or similarities. Okay, the only thing is we need to find what are the gaps. Okay, the basic documentation will be the same, but there will be some, like say UMDR. If you know UMDR is a sum total of, I can call, global regulations. Okay, it covers everything, because the UMDR that came in 2017, though it came in 2017, it was effectively implemented from 2021, but still in 2025-26 also it's not fully operational. Okay, some of the modules are not operational, but I know like it 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 is a very comprehensive regulatory system. Okay, so if you understand UMDR, at least a part of UMDR, okay, the other regulations, actually IMDR becomes so simple for you. And suppose if you look into NVISA or Latin American countries, that will look very simple. Only you need to do some gap analysis, like how they are differing from the European regulations. Or first, generally we do when we get the licensing, it's mandatory that you have to get it from the country where you are manufacturing. So the country of origin, first you need to get the IMDR. So there we need to be strong what documentation that should not be very difficult. Okay. Then later people generally, earlier they used to move after getting the CDSCO or CDSCO license, manufacturing license and all that stuff. Generally either they used to move to Europe or to US. Still a lot of companies are moving in the sense they want to sell their products or market their products either in Europe or in US, because there are various reasons, big markets, okay, and only one approval you need, like you need CE certification, you can sell in 27, 28 countries in Europe, uh, and US, okay, you can sell your device, but when you have the approvals, like the regulatory, I said the regulatory pathway is different, but it is quite easy. Uh, to me, getting the documentation done for regulatory approvals in US is much easier, okay, than even doing it for any other country. Okay, they have a very simple system, very punctual, and they provide a lot of guidance. Okay, I will tell you on that how we can work on. They have 510K system. Okay, if you have an equivalent device, you can get it 510K within 90 days. You can get the uh, approvals. Uh, and there is another called PMA, post marketing approval. That's bit difficult, not difficult. The documentation is okay, but you need more clinical data for that. Okay. And coming to other countries, like I say, whether it's Latin American countries like Brazil, Peru, or Argentina, all that have the same structure like MDR, but there will be few changes that you need to do. Okay, uh, few changes in the sense you need to work on the gap analysis uh, and follow their country specific regulations. Okay, and coming to the GCC countries, also Middle East countries like UAE or Saudi or Oman, Qatar or Bahrain. Actually, UAE and Saudi are big markets. Okay, compared to Bahrain, Qatar, and Oman. Oh, so if that is also not difficult, only thing is that you need to have a authorized representative in that particular country. Okay, that is also not difficult. I know a couple of them, couple of my students who are working there. I mean, students who got married and they settled there. Then in Eurasia, like in Kazakhstan, Belarus, Uzbekistan, even in Ukraine, they have a different set of uh, regulations, but not entirely different. Okay, some regulations will be different, still we need to follow them. And coming to these countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, many, many this. Actually, Vietnam or Indonesia, Thailand, they are also good markets. Now, I don't say big market. The advantage is that we, even in Europe, why people prefer our devices, we are giving very, not like some a decade back. Now we are producing good quality devices. Okay, at a lower cost. I don't say cheap, but a lower cost. So people prefer our devices mainly in Europe. Okay, in US also. But if you move from the northern hemisphere, from Canada, Europe, US, okay, to the Latin American countries, people prefer our devices, or the markets prefer our devices. Whether it's Brazil or Argentina or Peru, all these countries, South Africa, and even the Gulf countries, Middle East countries also have, there's a lot of market. And why I'm telling you, even Eurasia, or if you go to Far East, Cambodia, Vietnam, all this, there's a big market. Why I'm telling this is now people are moving from north, okay, to South Asia. The markets are shifting from north to uh, US and Europe towards the South, Middle East and South Asia, Asia Pacific. So it becomes imperative for us not only just to know like the US FDA regulations or European regulations, but also all other country regulations. As again I said, okay, it's not like every country has a different regulations. Most of the regulations for the devices will be very similar, okay, but you need to know what is that difference, okay, they have, and we need to adapt to them, or we need to document as per their regulations. So that also will have some sessions on how we can work on. I mean, why I'm explaining this for you in detail is, see, one is there will be a lot of competition, okay, with the consultancies or with people who are working as consultancies. But if you have an enlarged scope, if your scope is more, you say like I can do the quality systems, anything like EN, US, MDSAP. I can also work, produce, do documentation for your summit. And also we can do, because I always say like, it's not like quality systems should not be separated from regulatory. Okay, there will be a lot of regulations which sometimes integrate with your quality systems. Okay, mainly in Europe or in a lot of countries that come into your QMS, regulations that come as part of the QMS. So you should understand, okay, so you should have a scope, like you can look at the quality and also the regulatory part, and also in between you have the software medical devices. That should be an enlarged scope, okay, uh, for you. And the second important thing is, of course, while you are doing the internship, I advise or I suggest you, on based on your availability on time and other things, okay, better get your facility. Just may not be the facility. I don't know, like whether you got approval from IIT Madras to have it in their campus, or with some address still later you can change it, but you should start working on registering your company startup. It's very simple thing. I mean, you can get it registered uh, in any place. uh, in Chennai also, I can tell you a lot of people who can get registered your company, get the GSTN number. GSTN you can get it later, but get your company registered. Okay, start developing your websites, okay, uh, let there some, while you're learning this internship, develop website of late, with very less amount you can develop websites, okay. GoDaddy is one, very cheap, with, but it has a limited space, but still you can make very good website. Okay, with the scope what you have, you can build up that. And you have to, secondly, while you are working, doing this work on internship and you're learning, you have to build up your team, okay, your timelines on what, and of course, clients. While you're doing internship only, you can get on some with new clients. You have to prepare your brochures. Okay, these are all preliminary, some administrative work. Apart from the technical work, what you are learning in the internship, or like maybe or with Sonali and Darshana, you'll understand it. Uh, and the other thing, as I also say, is that you should have a roadmap with what are the milestones, okay, with specific timelines. What is your project? You told me the other time that you are reworking on your project, okay? And I also told you maybe last time also, I told you need to specifically work on your SWOT analysis. The SWOT is very, very important because you understand this SWOT. Maybe I'll also review when you write this SWOT, okay? But initially, don't put too much capital or budget on that, okay? And also, when you get your company registered, don't they will ask for like how much. Just say that it is a service company, not a manufacturing. If you say manufacturing company, they lost a lot of it. This is a service, comes under service sector, okay? And we do, like you can say, consultation. We do consultation for medical devices or pharmaceuticals. Later you can add pharmaceuticals or cosmetics and some other things, okay? And the other important thing is, once you get your clients, okay, you should have at least 2 3 people uh, traveling and meeting the clients, okay. See, online meetings are fine. Initially you can have online meetings, but it's always good to have on-site meetings, okay. And you should not be disappointed if there are few clients. You have to first make the client list of the clients whom you have to. If you get at least 10% of the clients, still it is fine, okay. I'll also help you in giving the client list in whatever state you want, so you can start working on them. So you have a roadmap. I may tell a lot of things now, but you should have a roadmap, okay. Not mixing up things, not getting uh, uh, overlapped, or have a clear cut idea. And you can call me anytime if you find some difficulty getting all this registration, GST, and okay, you register your company as an MSME. That's also easy, because when you register your company as a startup in MSME, the government will provide funding, okay, or what they call it as, sometimes they provide it as a funds or grants. Could be less, like 5 lakhs, something like that. But some they give it as very like the soft loans. Okay, even for servicing sectors, they give it as soft loans at very low interest rates. So that you should utilize the funding from government more. Okay, later you can get your company. I'll share if you want the documentation, your company or organization, get it 9001 certified, or if you want to get it 13485 certificate, still you can do it, okay. Like I'll share my company documents, like how I got uh, my organization 13485 certified, like, okay, you need to, it's something like, just as you have the clause, you need to mention the scope, Okay, the documentation, what is the management responsibilities, resource management, because there will be very less on, we don't do any design and development, that is excluded. Lot of things are not applicable for those who are in service sector. Okay, mainly the documentation part becomes key when you are in service sector. Okay, clause 1 is important, clause 4 is important, clause 5 also is managed, whatever you're responsible. Clause 6 doesn't matter much, it's basically on resource management. And 7 also, there are a few things that come in. Clause 8, okay, couple of things may come, but anyway, I'll share that documentation on 13485 for a service oriented company, a service sector company where Salvation Global got it. Or otherwise, you can just go for 9001, it's pretty easy. But if you have 13485, it adds a lot of credibility. Okay, that's why I said credibility is very important. Suppose your organization is there in IIT campus, it gives a lot of credibility, and you have 13485. See, you need to look at very high standards. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Even if you are a startup, look at being benchmarked at higher standards. Looking at, okay, don't be like all seasonal consultants or regular consultant. Do something innovative. Okay, uh, collaborating with companies, because I mean time matters. Time is very important. So, if you want to do some internship, let me know which areas you want to work. Okay, how many days, man days you want to work apart from your regular work schedules. Okay, I'll plan it accordingly and prepare your project proposals, whether you are starting it in IIT. See, because this is a service oriented company, you can start it in small residential complex also, because not necessarily should be a commercial complex or some commercial space. It can be in a residential complex or small rented residential area also you can start. Okay, I mean it depends on what your plans are, how you are looking at the project. In Mumbai you can start it, or if you think that you definitely want to have it in Chennai, in the campus, that's great. Okay, then start working on a lot of things like your brochures, websites, email addresses, or getting your company emails. Uh, I mean, emails on your company name doesn't cost much. Registration doesn't cost much. Everything could happen. Just, uh, I think it can happen in 50, 60,000 rupees. Okay. Uh, Of course, of late nobody is going for printed soft copies of brochures. Everything is digital, but sometimes it would to carry some printed brochures. I mean, this comes later. Like there will be a lot of changes that will be happening. Like I have to change my brochures 3, 4 times because there are a lot of comments and people give a lot of suggestions. Okay, it's always a teamwork. I say no. If you three guys have a consensus, you may differ on a lot of things, but end of the day, you have to come to a consensus. And the other important thing is you don't need so much of investment in this. Okay, even the manpower you can hire them as freelancers. After hiring them as, see, when you hire them as freelancers, it's only based on the amount of hour they spend, you need to pay to them. And it depends upon how much the client is paying to you. It could be 50-50 or 70-30 to you, or 30-70, you can divide that. Okay. And the recurring, there will be some recurring capital that is required for your salaries or for maintenance of your, but there won't be any fixed capital as such required. Okay, sometimes I provided laptops and other things to a lot of my clients, so not clients, freelancers. If you found that freelancers for whom you are working are good, then you can hire them, okay, as regular employees working from online. I mean, it's on-site is very difficult. If you get on-site people who are working on-site, good employees, you are lucky. Okay, but most of them work online. But that too also I tell you like how to control people when they are working online. Okay, having online monitoring system when they log in and log off, what work they are doing. There will be different things. You guys all know. You are Gen Z guys. Okay. Uh, because I started like salvation myself and one friend of me, one girl, she is from Sirsa in Haryana. I mean, we got in touch on LinkedIn and somehow we got this plan because that time there were few companies who are paying to me on my face value for doing their work. That time I was the employee of another company. But because I am doing their work, then she only told me like, since they are paying for you, why can't we start this? Okay, then slowly we started getting clients because I have a lot of contacts, mainly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Okay, uh, in Pune or in Mumbai or uh, Pune and Thane also. In Ahmedabad, I know like uh, total Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara, Gandhinagar. Okay. And north, I know, like in Gurgaon, we have, in New Delhi, we have. South is, I actually, I know a lot of companies in South, but I don't know why I didn't have good clientele in the South. Okay, there are only, see, in Hyderabad, there are only three companies. In Chennai, there are only two. In Bangalore, there are only two. Most of my clientele is from West and couple of them in the North. Okay. I don't know, like, because I'm more exposed to oh, that. But I mean, for you, it should work based on the credibility of your workmanship or on your technical skills, how skilled you are, credibility of your IIT, because you guys are studying in, of course, I too studied in Premier Institute, but uh, I was there when this medical device sector was in a developing phase. Now it's almost, I don't say saturated, still it's developing, but you need to maintain a lot of contacts. Okay. That process I can help you like which companies to approach. Mainly you should target the SMEs because the established companies already have their full-fledged staff or the employees in different departments. So the reason why I shared with you in the group the Healthium, uh, I mean the requirement of the Healthium for manpower there. See, you'll have companies, I mean recruiting manpower. See, the Healthium one is the one where then require people who are versatile or good in working on the Sugam portals or on the Cdisco online systems. Okay. And the basic crux why I shared that with you is not that I don't want any one of you to join there. Okay, you can talk to them and say that our company will be working for you. Okay, for this all this city score or whatever loan licensing port that this stuff will be working with you. We'll have an MOU. Okay, whenever you have work on these online, whether it's Citysco or something, uh, Sugam portals, all that stuff we will do it. Okay, enter into an MOU, and then they'll also feel good. Like instead of hiring employees and paying them, okay, monthly, this becomes like an outsourced job for them. Okay, many companies have this view like at a package we can outsource this. Why to have an employee regularly paying for him, paying for his travel, all that? There'll be a lot of things they have to pay: insurances, TADA, health insurance, PFs, all that stuff. Okay, this becomes easy for them. Give it as a package to them. Okay, you can negotiate with that guy. His name is some Vidya Pai. I can talk them like this is the work which we'll do with us. Let's negotiate. Okay, so we need to look even at the job postings what they are doing and talk to them that we'll do this work for you. Okay, you go through LinkedIn, there will be a lot of people they want many requirements are for UMDR or just some on clinical writing the clinical evaluation reports. Okay, mainly on the medical writing or clinical writing that they can provide us. Okay, so how we, I mean, discuss with them, how we initiate uh, the discussion with them really matters. Okay, I can tell you today 10 companies, if you go through LinkedIn or some of these sites like the MDR regulatory or RAPS or something like that, at least you will find 10 companies who have posted for their jobs. You can talk to them. See, they may say like, we are looking at a permanent employee. Okay, but it's always good to say like, we will do the same work like an employee. Okay, we'll come at
Yeah,
this pack.
that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, that's what I have done earlier. Like,
Yeah, we actually didn't think of it like you. We saw the message that you sent, and we were like, oh, like how to proceed. Like this thought didn't even come in our minds. We said,
no, I
yes,
posted again. I am repeating. I posted not that you have to join Healthium. Healthium is a very good company. I know. A couple of my friends are there. A couple of my friends, my students are there because I taught to them when I am in PhD. I used to take some part-time classes for their projects and all that stuff. Still, I have a lot of PhD students working with me. Uh, I have 6 PhD students because I have guideship in a couple of universities. So I also work on academics. Uh, like JNTU, I have guideship. Usmania, I have guideship. So I have my PhD students, but all of them are not regular regular registered. They work as part time. They do their job, and you can understand when I smile. They don't focus much on their PhD, they focus much on their job. But when I fire them, they do some work and get me the upgrades. Uh, so you can, this is one of the option I gave you. So you can look into not just manufacturing companies, you can look into companies which like the outsource company, like there will be a lot of sterilization companies. And I also tell you, like you can have an understanding with the notified bodies. Okay, like whether it's BSI or DNV or TUV or Zenith, okay, they will tell you who are their clients, okay, and they will also tell you what is the shortcomings of their clients, where they are weak, okay, because I have one one not colleague, one friend of me who works in BSI. Her name is Manisha. She is in Vadodara. She tells me like, see, these are the companies which came to us. They are very poor in documentation of so and so. So you approach them and you talk to them regarding the documentation. Couple of things work like that. And there are some companies, not companies, like you have these testing laboratories, mainly the animal testing laboratories. I have collaboration with, not collaboration, on understanding with uh, uh, one lab in Bangalore. Okay, she only came out like, see, you get me clients for testing, for doing biocompatibility tests in my labs. Your clients, you bring it to me, and I will provide you clients. Like I'll also know like where they are good, where they have problem. So I will tell them these are my clients. You go to them, and your clients you direct them to, I mean, get these studies done there. So there will be a lot of things where you can work, and and importantly, you need to uh, participate in a lot of conferences, expos, exhibitions. You will get a lot of clients. Okay. Uh, in India only, I'm not telling, maybe later you can travel abroad, but in India, uh, yearly you'll have 4 5 expos in different cities, exhibitions, conferences. Okay. It will give you a lot of understanding, insights, like how this works. Okay. And you can have a good client list and all that. So, guys, I'm giving you some, okay, fine points on how, may not, it's not that overnight you have to do all these things, but plan accordingly. Of course, skills are important. You should have confidence on yourself that you can do it. Okay. Time is important. If you can't do by yourself, you need to multiply your time. Multiplying your time means you need to hire someone. Okay. Nobody can buy time, but you can multiply your time. So hire some freelancers who can do work and things move faster. Uh, that's how we can multiply time and use some, maybe after couple of months I'll tell you how to use some of the techniques or use some of the technologies. Okay, mainly in AML, mainly in AI, how to get these things done faster. Uh, But as I said, no, first you have an understanding. You guys, you three guys sit down, like walk out, do a project charter. Okay, it should not be in 100 pages. Do the skeletal work of it. Okay, then try to work on like how much duration we'll have or what are the points. See, I'll tell you every day. Okay, I don't know whether you maintain diaries. Of late, people are using all calendars, I mean, digital calendars. So you should have not necessarily the minutes of meeting, all that, but where you started, you should have a common platform to share everything so that there will be coordination or when you allocate work, uh, maybe Darshana will be doing something, or Advait will be doing registration or website modeling, this. Sonali will be working on the list of clients or some work. I don't know where, at which you are good at. Okay. Or you are going to hire any guy who can do all this work. But instead of that, better you do by yourself because you understand from uh, from the roots, like at a very microscopic level, you understand like how all these things work, function. Okay. Then later clients and all that, I'll help you. Oh, internship. Maybe I said no, you can work on some of my client projects and some you can, once you start working uh, with your own company, I can provide you some clients. Okay. I can, I don't say I'll transfer, but I'll get clients directly to you. Okay. Uh, because when I transfer it doesn't look good. Okay. They think that we are doing some laughter. So that should not happen. Uh, I can directly call them, give some client works. And even I too should start traveling after summer once. I mean, in summer I didn't do it because I have few health issues. Oh, so I sorted a lot of them. Oh, I think I told you like I have one of my toe amputated. Oh, that's why last 1 month I was in hospital. So now a lot of things sorted out. So I'll be on the field meeting my old clients and new clients. Uh, okay. And what else? Advait, what else? Do you have
Yeah,
any plans? Yeah,
yes, sir.
Darshana.
Actually, we had a discussion, like all of us after the meeting and stuff, like Advait said. So actually, we are planning not to, like register it as of now. Take some time, like Advait said that we would like to have do internships under you, and you also mentioned it couple of times. Like we need some contacts in the state as well as in the center. Like we have to build a contact base, and on top of that, it would, along with our skills, it would be easier for us to enter in the market, or create a visibility for us. So all three of us, and even Advait will also be in Germany. We both, Sonali and me, are here, but again Sonali is in Mumbai, I am in Chennai. So then there's a logistic kind of issue also that is around us. So so what we thought is we can wait for around some next 7 8 months, take some experience, work, do groundwork with you as well, and work on our skills as well, and then start, or then register the company, or some sort of some sort like that. Because now the thing is, even I personally, I am studying, so to manage, like a hefty workload along with the IITM, what to say, IITM curriculum would be a little bit difficult. I'm not saying that I won't be able to do, but it would be difficult. And even for Advait to get the company registered on his name, it will clash with the student visa also for him. So then looking, and you, like, even like you also mentioned it a lot of times, that we need to have contacts, and we are still students, right? We don't know that many people in the industry. So all of us actually collectively thought to wait for next 7 8 months, try and do the groundwork, make contacts. If you can provide us internships, so we can do an internship, work on actual real life projects, and get an idea as to how things are done, and then maybe register it. And we are planning to do it from IITM only, because I can do, even after I graduate from IITM, I can register it via IITM because I am an alumni of IITM. So that issue won't be there. So that part is not an issue. So we can do it just to get visibility on the name of IITM. We can start it from IITM. We can have a office in Mumbai. We can have that. Just register it via IITM to just get the tag, like incubated from IIT Madras. So that tag and that brand name would add value. So we were planning to go forward with this plan. And also like you said ki, you can let you know in what fields we want to do internship. So we would like to know as to what are the opportunities for us, like where can we have internships under you. So that we can let you know ki, okay, this branch I can take. And we three are planning to take up three to four different frontiers, so that we learn about all the technology and then come back and accumulate all our skills and then start the registration process and all of that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
this was the main idea, like, kind of.
that sounds good. Yeah, it's important. Like 2 3 months, you need to learn a lot of things, understand the structure of this medical devices, the companies. Okay, you need to have contacts. Okay, and people basically you should have say no, that may happen later, but some liaison persons, okay, with the
Yeah,
state,
trustworthy people,
yeah,
like,
like
uh,
who can help you as middleman or in liaisoning, all this stuff. Yeah, but yeah, bottom line, what I say, like you plan it, okay, you get I mean, have a structure of it, like what are the projects you would like to have an internship next 1 month? I mean, you can have short term and long term plans. Next 6 months, what is that you can do? Okay, maybe in the third or fourth month, you can start registering and having some keeping it in public domain that there is one coming incubator coming from IITM called Advionxy and keep circulating in a lot of social media and a lot of other companies. Okay, in your LinkedIn, all this stuff. Okay, because as you know, publicity it happens so quickly. Uh, but before that, equip yourself, delegate your responsibilities. Okay, don't uh, invest unnecessarily, like waste your money, because I know you are all students. You can
yeah.
invest, you can invest once you start earning. Okay, first 1 month, 1 year, you can think like it could be break even, something like that. Break even, like you get your salaries or something like that. Maybe second year onwards, you can calculate as your clients increase, you can look at the margins and other things. Okay, again, it depends. Like, so you don't need so much of investment in anything. Maybe if you hire a rental space, maybe that some Wi-Fi, all simple things. If you are hiring a freelancers based on the work, okay, don't hire anybody on regular employment. Hire them as freelancers based on the work. If you have time, if you can do it, there's no necessity of hiring freelancers. Okay. Or if you want me to do that work, I can do it for you. instead of hiring freelancers at free. Not I won't charge for it. Okay. Or I'll ask some of my people to work initially. Okay, later you can spread your wings till you start flying. Okay.
That sounds good, sir. Also, can you give us like some top, like some areas where you can offer us internship. Like we know that okay, I want to work under IMDR, get a good hold of IMDR. Advait wants to work with UMDR, and Sonali actually, because she is working right now with clinical trials and everything, so she wants to try out that sector. So this was what we had actually initially discussed when we were talking about talking to you about internships. But apart from this, if there are any other opportunities, you can let us know so that we can tell. For me, I can say that I would be free from this month till October, like for an internship from June to October. Yeah, August, October. Yeah, I can do that till then. And I guess Advait has also asked his university where he can do an internship or not. So I guess Advait can do it from August. I guess on paper he can do it from August, but he can he can start from now as well. And yeah,
Yeah,
Sonali,
I
you
will
could.
can work on software medical devices.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sonali can work on the clinical part. And you should become, Darshana should become very proficient in IMDR, Sugam portal, all that stuff. Loan license, import license, even documentation for manufacturing license, or
Yeah.
documentation for. Okay. Yeah, we'll work on that. See, we have clients for SOMED also, like I said. UMDR, we have clients. IMDR, we have few clients. Okay, because some of the work on Sugam portal, I don't do any work on Sugam portal. Srinivas does it, but let's see. Okay, but initially you can get acquainted with the documentation work, what you need to do
Yes.
on IMDR.
Yeah, definitely. Like if Srinivas sir is okay with it, like I can, work under him first, try and understand in one project or so, and then if you can, then I can work on another project independently or something like that. Once I get the confidence. Similarly with Advait and Sonali, like something like that we can plan if that is okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, see, when people are have that appetite to learn, I mean, that's a good thing. Like, you have that intuitiveness, eager to learn. I mean, you'll have plenty of opportunities. Okay, don't worry about that.
Okay, sir. So, can you please let us know, like, when can we start and how can we proceed with the internship?
I,
Part?
I will. This I'll give you options like for you, Sonali, and Advijit. Like I'll give you choice also where you can work on. I'll also
Okay.
explain briefly about what is the scope of work there. Okay.
Okay.
So then we can start maybe this weekend. Today is Monday. No?
Monday. Yeah.
So by weekend we can finalize. Okay, and maybe
Yeah, that
weekend
would.
we can.
Yeah, sir. That would be okay. Like, that would be fine. As early as we can start. Like,
Yeah, but
say.
also partly I say when you have this some space or time to also
Mm-hmm.
plan the other logistics, as you said, how to go ahead with this project plan on registrations. May not be now, maybe after 2 months, like get it registered and start posting.
Okay.
No, you guys folks should know what's the right time. I'll keep this public domain.
Okay, sir, no problem. Like, we can do it side by side. Like we can plan and then try to make the DPR, the detailed project report, and the scope and all of that stuff. So along with the internship,
Once you register this Advionxy, then how to keep it in public domain? Uh, like what you call uh, Globster, like, and it's a good name, Advionxy, because it has some international appeal also. Uh, Not just Indian, it should reflect a global perspective. That's fine, like, uh, okay, anything, just let me know. But in next couple of days, I'll give you some of the work or topics or some projects where you can do internship.
yeah, sure. Okay, sir, no problem.
Okay, anything,
Yeah.
Sonali? Advit, anything?
No, sir, that's it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah,
That's
you
all.
look like a typical student. Yeah, fine. So anyway, I'll share them. I don't do minutes of meeting. I'll share already recorded a summary of that and what we discussed, what plans we had, all that. It will come in AM summary, including the notes, and I'll also share the recorded session of ours. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sir, I'll share the MOM, sir, no problem. I've written
No,
down
no,
stuff.
no, no, there's no need of MOM. Whatever you will get the MOM in the AI summary only. The
Okay, sir,
what
no
point,
problem.
what are the action points, and all this stuff will come in an a summary only. Actually, I'm not using this Zoom Cloud properly because I'm not getting time. There are a lot of options. Uh, I'm paying so much money for it, but I'm just using only for meetings, AM summary, recordings. Only these three I'm doing. A lot of options available on that. Okay, I told some of my employees to use it, but they are much busier than me. Okay, they're very much busier on social media and all this stuff. Of course, I am also busy on social media, but of late I stopped. Okay, see you soon. I'll post it, and maybe after
Yes.
2 3 days we'll have a very short meeting, like which projects or which topics you want to select. I'll give some insights on that, so we can start working on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir,
take
no
care,
problem.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night.
Thank you.
You too,
Good
sir.
night,
Good
sir.
night.